Hello everyone, welcome to Daily Current Affairs series. Today we will discuss about 10th June current affairs. Myself Sunny Sandeep. Welcome to my channel Care for Group 1 exam. Let us discuss the current affairs. The first one. In recent days we are seeing tensions between India and China. Some meetings also happened between these two countries. Now there is some good news, that is India and China, they are ready to, or they are agreed to ease the standoff. That means there are tensions between these two countries. They are ready to agree ease the standoff. Here how the way forward? The way forward is a look at some fresh developments and the future course of action by India and China. India and China discuss de-escalation plan on 5 conflict points. Now these two countries are concentrating on, we know that there is a tensions between on Ladakh region, Sikkim region in Nakula and Pangzhou Lake. These are the more tensions ranges or places. But India and China now discussed with some 5 points. They are Ladakh in Galwan, that is patrolling point 14, 15 and 17, Pangzhou Lake and Ushul. These are the 5 conflict points they are discussing. Here partial disengagement begins at Galwan area. We have seen a partial disengagement in a Galwan area in Ladakh. China removes some tents, some troops and vehicles moved back. India reciprocates. That's why China, with that meetings, they removed some tents and some troops and vehicles almost 2 to 3 kilometers back away. Here talks at major general level on Wednesday, that is patrolling point 14. Talks at other levels over the next 10 days at patrolling point 15 and patrolling point 17 and Hushul. Here we have previously discussed that there are some 5 conflict points. They are Ladakh in Galwan, patrolling point 14, 15, 17, Pangzhou Lake and Hushul. Here no talks decided at Pangzhou Lake. At Pangzhou, territory is marked by ridges or fingers. Here India claims up to finger 8 and patrols up to finger 4. But after skirmish on May 5th, Chinese troops have dug in at finger 4. No discussion at on standoff at Nakula and Sikkim. Here only discussion on Galwan in Ladakh and Pangzhou Lake and Hushul. On the table written, it is the situation of on the side of China. Now if you see the side of India, return to the status quo ante pre-May 5th. Full withdrawal of People's Liberation Army troops from the 5 conflict points and away from the line of actual control. Removal of tents, vehicles and equipment pitched at various points. Drawdown of finger bombers and rocket forces, air defense radars and jammers and troops built up in the Chinese side of the line of actual control. These are the some agreements, are they are ready to ease these restrictions. Next one, migrant should not allow to be prosecuted, said by Supreme Court. We have seen some instances like migrant workers are walking miles away. That means they are walking for several miles, like 100 kilometers or 500 kilometers, or sometimes it may be 1000 kilometers also. Some under the section 51, someone are filing that under section 51 migrant workers are violating the lockdown rules. That's why Supreme Court interfere in that case. There is a bench that is led by Justice Ashok Bhushan, directed the state and center to withdraw the prosecution against migrant laborers. Here there is a one thing, that is withdrawal of prosecution or compliance under section 51 of Disaster Management Act, that is DM Act. Here what we have to do to curb this one, or to fight against this one, or migrant problems or COVID-19. Here we have to provide more trains like Shramik trains. In that we have to take care of that food and water. Then only these Shramik trains will smoothly. Here send the stranded home within 15 days. Now Supreme Court has ordered that who are stranded migrant workers, send them to their native places or home within 50 days from this day. This is about migrants workers should not be prosecuted, said by Supreme Court. Next one, top IITs, that is Indian Institute of Technologies and Indian Institute of Science, slip in global rankings. First of all, here the word is global rankings. Simply, who will give this global rankings? That is QS World University Rankings. There is a top 1000 universities are there in throughout the world. In that 1000 global list, top list, 21 Indian institutions are there. The first one is IIT Bombay stood at 172nd position. How these QS rankings or QS World University rankings will give? Based on the or evaluating the 6 metrics. First of all, we have to see the composition. Then only we will understand how this QS World University rankings will give. There are 6 metrics. They are: first one, academic reputation, that covers under 40%, and employer reputation, that is covers 10%, and faculty to student ratio. That means suppose one faculty is there, or some 50 students are there. For 50 students, one faculty is there, means good one. For 100 students or 500 students, one faculty means is a low faculty to student ratio. Here citations for faculty, that covers 20%. Here international faculty ratio, that means some international faculties are some renowned faculties from other countries like our foreign countries, that is covers under 5%. That is next one, that is sixth one, that is international student ratio. If you observe, some students are coming from Nigeria, some from like African countries, or some China or Nepal, or some international students are coming to India, that covers 5%. Total these 6 metrics will cover 100%. The first one academic reputation, and second one employer reputation, and third one faculty to student ratio, and citations for faculty and international faculty ratio, and sixth one international student ratio. Here based on the 6 metrics, in these 6 metrics India performance is very low. That's why only some 21 Indian institutions are at in top 10,000, top 1000. Previous one, there are 24 Indian institutions in the top 1000, but now it is degraded or down to 21. That means 3 are out of that one. This is about top IITs and IIS slip in global rankings. Next one, BEML's internal data, staff email IDs hacked and leaked on dark web. We have seen some different news about in these days, like some data hacked or some Aadhaar data leaked, like that will store on dark web. That means that is open to all, or free to use that data. That means suppose I want to attack any country, suppose some China or USA, there are some public sector units are there in that one, like any banks or any public sector units are there in any country. Suppose if I crack or leak that data in a public platform like dark web, from that I can see the vulnerabilities or loopholes or whatever may be to destroy that country, that maybe comes under this attacks. Here what is BEML in India? That is Bharat Earth Movers Limited, that is located in Bengaluru. This act or this suspected to be act of cyber terrorism from Pakistan. How this attack was discovered? The leak was discovered by Civil INC, a global cyber intelligence agency. It is a Civil INC is a global cyber intelligence agency. Here what we have to do? There is a some other than this person RDX or R02DX. Some more players are involved in this attack, like cyber terrorism from Pakistan. CERT-IN, that means Computer Emergency Response Team India, is telling that no adverse impact from this one. That means some staff IDs only hacked or that leaked. No adverse impact, that means no danger situation to that BEML, that means Bharat Earthmovers Limited located in Bengaluru. What is the way forward? Vulnerabilities are being further analyzed. Immediate action is being undertaken. Here we have to find out we have to refix or bug the vulnerabilities are being further analyzed and immediate action being undertaken. Next one, I have promised to make a previous paper analysis, that is UPSC Prelims 2019, in the context of wearable technology. Which of the following tasks are accomplished by wearable devices? It shows the location, identification of a person, sleep monitoring of a person, assisting the hearing impaired person. Select the correct answer using the code given below. Before going to explain the answer or before going to attempt this question, we have to know what is the wearable technology. That means I will show my wearable technology, like I bought some smartwatch. This gives some data like sleeping data or location or Bluetooth device. This is a wearable technology. Here there are different types of wearable technology, like smart ring, smart glasses, smart shirt, smart watch or smart bracelet or smart finger or smart Bluetooth key tracker or some smart shoes or some smart socks also, smart pants or smart belt and SGPS or GPS, baby controls. These are like a wearable technologies. Now we will see the question. Look, it will give the location identification of a person, right? That is right one. And second one, sleep monitoring of a person. From that wearable technology we can monitor how many hours I am sleeping or how many healthy sleep I am getting. That means we can analyze from the data. Here assessing the hearing impaired person means he is unable to hear the clearly. That's why if I put some wearable devices to my ear, that will assisting the hearing impaired person. By that, select the correct answer using the code given below. A 1 only, B 2 and 3 only, C 3 only, D 1 2 3 only. We know that option D is the right option. Why? Because all these options are given here is right for wearable technologies or wearable devices. With this we can conclude our video. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe to my channel. Gear up for Group 1 exam. This is Sunny Sandeep signing out. Take care. Bye bye.